Just like the engagement ring, the right time for the capsular tension ring could be a very debatable question. This is a suprahard black cataract with a non-dilating pupil. As soon as I had placed my iris hooks, I knew I had to deal with much more than I had bargained for. Very small aliquots of bases were used for hydrodissection for fear of blowing out the posterior capsule with such a bulky nucleus. Attempts at dialing this nucleus weren't very successful, since the extent of the zonular dehiscence was also not clear. The placement of the capsular tension ring was deferred. Such a black cataract with a zonular dehiscence is not the easiest one to chop. The leathery nature of the cataract makes the separation of the two heminuclei all the more difficult. At this stage, it became clear that the extent of zonular dehiscence was much larger. Since a successful phaco without dropping the entire capsular bag was not assured, the placement of the capsular tension ring was once again deferred. As this nuclear fragment is dealt with, it is evident that the zonular dehiscence extends from 2 o'clock to at least 8 o'clock. A very tense situation. The capsular bag could walk into the phaco probe, or the entire bag could drop into the vitreous. So, the heminucleus itself was rotated to the area of zonular dehiscence to act as a temporary stopgap capsular tension device. The sharp chopper has been long replaced with the spatula to avoid any damage to the collapsing capsular bag. At this stage, it was decided to implant the capsular tension ring. Sodium hyaluronate was injected into the anterior chamber and at the equator of the capsular bag to facilitate passage of the capsular tension ring. The size of the capsular tension ring is matched and confirmed. The leading eyelet of the capsular tension ring is inserted into the part of the bag where the zonules are intact and is unoccupied by the nuclear fragments. The ring is advanced along the equator of the capsular bag. And finally, the trailing eyelet of the ring is tucked into the capsular bag using a Sinskey hook. Removal of the residual nuclear fragments was rather easy with the ring in place and the capsular bag well supported. A 3-piece foldable IOL was placed in the bag with the injector and dialed into position with a Hirschman hook. The IOL appeared well centered, giving no hint of the lack of zonular support. And this was quite a happy picture at the end of such a challenging surgery.